Cavaliers to start out. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Luke Mbah-a-Moute out there with Green, and it's Jordan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's James. Takes it from 10. That's good on the jump shot. LeBron's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for Cleveland. 2 summers ago, all anyone could talk about was LeBron James and the return to Cleveland.
I mean, you couldn't write that stuff, Kevin. I mean, it was unbelievable, the storyline. I mean, after all the acrimony between LeBron and the ownership as well as the fans, but you know what? He said it best. He truly is back where he belongs.
He's home.
Yes.
He's home. Here's Irving after the basket by Los Angeles. Can't hit from in close. Paul outside. He dishes it to Green. Jordan with a screen on Smith. Green, soft touch off the glass.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Irving with it. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. And the dunk by James.
Fantastic dunk, and he decided to hang around up there for a while, Kevin.
Well, maybe, he didn't want to land awkwardly. I don't know.
Oh, guys, come on. He's up there
move.
posing. He's posing for the photographers. That's all that's about.
And here are the Clippers now, following the score by Cleveland. Here is Mbah-a-Moute from outside off the mark. For Cleveland, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir. And the wide-open shot from Green. Cannot hit. And Cleveland the other way now. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks. Mbah-a-Moute with the steal. And stolen by LeBron. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And the dunk by Smith.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
Here is Mbah-a-Moute. They get it back. Feeds to Redick. And so the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Jefferson comes in for James. Shumpert is checked in for Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Pierce comes in for Mbah-a-Moute. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Green. And it's Austin Rivers in for Chris Paul.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop. And they continue to add to their lead. They might be ready to pull away.
No surprise from my end. I mean, they've been really good, and they're looking even better at this moment.
Aldridge with it. He's covered by Thompson. Now Rivers. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game.
You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And that kind of loss sticks with you for a while because they probably felt they were the better team on that night. They just could not make the plays down the stretch.
Guys, you know, there are times when you would rather lose by double digits than to let a win get away from you when you thought you had it. And that sometimes is harder to deal with.
first quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Out to the right wing, and here's Fry for three, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. Fry's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Clippers trail by 14. Johnson, the pass to Crawford. Back to Johnson. The reverse, and it's out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. There's Crawford with the three. Domination in the first quarter. It's been... And a word from Chris Paul, who has a little something to say about the success of a very special and influential teammate.
Let's take him back.
Of course, we know that Blake would say the exact same thing about Chris Paul. You know, Chris and Blake Griffin share so much in common when it comes to being the hardcore Clippers their owner brags about all the time.
And you think about it, Chris Paul is not easily impressed, nor is Doc Rivers for that matter, but both of these guys have praised Griffin for how hard he's worked and how far he's come in his career.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for Cleveland.
Fellas, the defensive pressure they've been applying has really been paying off. Turnovers and points.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
LeBron and Thompson are up front. Irving is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Smith in at the three. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second. Mozgov, he's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. And then for Los Angeles, Jordan, he's checked in for Aldridge. Green comes in for Paul Pierce. And Paul subbed in for Rivers. It's LeBron with the draw. Oh!
Showcasing his skills with that slam.
He knows how to put the exclamation point on those, doesn't he? Man, oh man.
Does he ever?
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role. Didn't let the move bother him and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
And Mbah-a-Moute's checked in for Johnson. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The Cavaliers leading by 18. Well, for Thompson, he was great off the bench. You're right, Greg, for the Cavs last year. Even earned some Clark's Sixth Man of the Year consideration votes.
And deserved it because of how he played and his impact. He actually had his best year in terms of shooting efficiency. Shot a career-high 55% from the floor.
And the Clippers making a change here. Redick is checked in. Paul against Irving. Paul outside. Here's Green. That misses off the backboard.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times. And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder how much can they win by.
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it. You can see it. In part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
From 11 feet away, second chance shot, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Paul against Irving. Paul kicks to Green. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And guys, Jeff Green, by every measure of athleticism and skill, should have become one of the game's better small forwards, but inconsistency has plagued him throughout his career.
And Kevin, I always go back to something my college coach told me. The mental to the physical is 4-to-1 in this game. And so through those 7 full seasons, he's teased everyone with that talent. And then it does suddenly disappear. And there's no other way to describe it other than the fact that it is mental. He hasn't been able to sustain it in terms of the consistency, and that's why he hasn't fulfilled his potential.
You know, with Jeff Green, the one thing you can say about him is he's been durable, especially since he'd had the unforeseen heart issue in 2011 for which he needed season.
They can't guard us on
Since then, over the past 3 full seasons, he's played in 81, 82, and 78 games.
The Cavaliers leading by 18. 1:51 left in the first half. Irving dishes to LeBron. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
And talking about Jeff Green, I'm rooting for him. I mean, I'm rooting for him to finally put it all together to gain and maintain the confidence and really to fulfill the vast potential we all know that he has.
Channing Frye's checked in for the Cavaliers. Jefferson comes in for LeBron. Clippers trail by 18. Paul kicks to Mbamute. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. For Cleveland, they've gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. Outside Irving, picked by Mozgov. Jumper off the screen. Jefferson gets the bucket. Jefferson's got 6.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Lets it go from 11, and it's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession.
Clippers ball.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Shumpert's checked in. The Clippers also changing it up. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Pierce comes in for Mbamute. And it's Austin Rivers in for Chris Paul. Cleveland leading by 18. And that one's good, Shumpert.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And, Greg, their field goal percentage reflects that. I mean, they've been the much better team shooting the ball. And you know me, shooting percentage, always a function of shot selection.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mozgov. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Cleveland. Wesley Johnson's checked in for the Clippers. Crawford comes in for J.J. Redick. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Cavaliers have gone a sensational 5 of 5 from the field since the start of the second quarter. Left side, Shumpert. And the shot is good.
They're leaning on that mid-range shot right now. That's 6 of their last 10 points from that area.
And it's working. As long as the defense gives you space, hey, let it fly.
For 3, Pierce. That's tipped, but he gets it back. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Cleveland ahead. They finish off the second quarter on a 12 of.
Thank you, Kevin. Doc, what do you think is the main...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille